And good evening. Welcome to Mount Gravatt campus of Griffith University for Tuesday night netball, our social competition here, which we've been covering for the last few weeks with the outside broadcast team at Griffith University. My name's Martin Gross. Unfortunately, I'm flying solo tonight. My co-commentator and the lady with the knowledge, Robin Stevenson, can't be with me tonight based on the fact she has a little bit of some health problems, but she'll be back next week for the grand finals. It is semi-final night, and we've got a lot to get through. But first off, we had the opportunity to speak to John Hamstra, who is the social sports convener here on Tuesday night. So let's have a hear what John had to say. I'm speaking to John Hamstra, who's the social sports convener here at Griffith University for Tuesday night sport and netball. What's happening next season? First up, John.
So next season we've got the July social season. So we've got all our sports again happening for netballs, touch, 5-a-side, 7-a-side, and the inclusion of tennis this season.
Tennis, okay. So are there any upcoming events coming up very soon?
Yep, so in June we've got 3 tournaments, 1 netball, 1 touch, and 1 5-a-side, all on in June.
And when you're saying 5-a-side, I gather you're talking football.
Soccer, yes.
Soccer, yeah, okay. And finally, what are the benefits of playing social sport here at the university?
So here, it's a whole lot of fun. We're here for a social time. You get your exercise and you make heaps of friendships. Even if you come in by yourself, we put you with the team. It's all great fun.
Now, John, do you enjoy your job here? Do you reckon it's the best job you can ever get?
It's the best job you can ever get here, yeah.
Okay. All the best for next season.
Thank you.
Thanks, John, and he reckons he's got the best job on the world at the moment. Our first game tonight is semi-final night. Here, if you need, will be in the yellow, and the ballers.net will be in the white. It is semi-finals night tonight, but it was supposed to be here if you need it versus the BK Burnouts, but the Burnouts actually had to forfeit. Looking at the leaderboard at the moment, ballers.net, top of the table on 24. We'll be seeing them. The Beauties and the Beast on 20, along with the Good Time Girls. The Gold Diggers in 4th position on 19. Wes for Prez on 18. Here if you need it, 14. The BK Burnouts 12, who couldn't make it tonight and forfeited. And propping up the bottom of the table, it is at a court or a field on 9 points. We've got some action, it looks like, happening aplenty. The ballers.net are in the white, and here if you need are in the yellows. A little bit of late bibbing up here, I think. There's just a bit of changing of the shirts. But game's underway here as the ball goes forward with the ballers.net. Unfortunately, an early turnover, but it is about 19 degrees here. I think the temperature will drop just a little bit tonight as the night goes on. We have a light breeze from the northeast, which I don't think will have much effect on play, as it is the ballers.net going forward. See if they can control the ball this time round, and good long passing there is just what we like to see. And it looks like they're going to have their first opportunity to get on the scoreboard. Unfortunately, it didn't work for them in that first one, so the first one hasn't dropped, and that was ballers.net. And here, if you need them, are in yellow, and they're going forward. This is their opportunity, their first scoring opportunity, but it has been pulled up with a bit of stepping. As here, if you need, have the opportunity to be the first ones to tick the scoreboard over, and I think here, if you need it, would be very happy against the ballers.net. Okay, so here, if you need it, out of the centre again, so an opportunity to double their score as they move forward slowly but surely. Good succinct passing as now they're looking for opportunities. Moving a lot of there's a lot of movement there, and although it's still a bit quiet on the court at the moment, we'd like to hear a bit more. But there they are, they've doubled their lead. The goal shooter there quietly confident of her ability to nail it. As ballers.net go forward with the white, some good strong passing takes them forward. Good intercept, hand in there from here if you need it, and they are when you need it. Goal attack a long way down the field, but a great pass there across field. Unfortunately couldn't control it, but they still maintain possession. Again, good tight passing, maintaining possession. Bit of contact there maybe was the call. As another opportunity here to treble their lead, and they have. So that makes here if you need it. 3 points to nil over ballers.net as that slight northeast breeze has really kicked in there. and it's more of a stronger breeze now, making it. But it is here if you need it again on the attack, and just a little bit about here if you need them. Unfortunately, couldn't take advantage of that, but they do come back in again to. Unfortunately, and Ballers.net take it out of defence. Here, if you need it, their captain is Grace Biani, and she's from they're from Moree, so they've come a long way today to play a game of netball, I tell you. But I think they're probably based up here and calling that. So Ballers.net, unfortunately, couldn't convert on their first attack on goals, but it is here if you need it coming forward again out of defence. They're from Moree. They're studying business and commerce. Here if you need it, they are uni friends. And the only one netballer in the team who's played before is Zara's played club netball before. Luke's injured and can't play tonight. He's got a bit of a back injury, and they are 6th on the leaderboard and have won 3 out of 8 games so far, and they lost last week. They're here for fun, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to Angus at the end of the game. So that's here if you need it, who are leading 4-0 as we halfway through the first quarter here in our first game tonight. But unfortunately, that pass is a little bit loose. Looking at Ballers.net in the white, the captain is Jessica Balzano. She's from Brisbane. She's studying psychology, and their team is made up of high school friends. Most of the team have played. Some players are away because of exams, and they're first on the leaderboard, and they've won every game so far. So our expectation tonight is not what the leaderboard is, the scoreboard's telling us at the moment. We're here if you need it 4 to the Ballers.net 0, but it's only early on. And the last time they played here, they won 25-17 against here if you need it. So, and they just want to have fun and win, of course. That's the other thing too. 5-0, and again out of the centre. Here if you need it, with possession, moving forward, great passing. But Ballers.net need to press a bit further in their defence. But the opportunity now for here if you need it to convert once more. And unfortunately weren't able to convert, but that's a loose pass out of defence. But we'll go back to the baseline. Ballers.net really need to start putting a few moves together here and getting some points on the board. 5-0 is not an insurmountable lead in this Tuesday night netball, this social competition. But they still have to get at least 6 points on the table if they're to come away with a win tonight. Here if you need it coming out of defence. Good passing, good movement, good communication. And maybe that's the difference tonight. We haven't heard much communication from Ballers.net. Ball back to here if you need it. And unfortunately that that offensive ploy there just did not work out. Will the Ballers be able to get on the scoreboard? Working their way down the court, because we know it's a court, not a field. Travelling wide and then straight under the post, and yes, that's what we like to see. A little bit of a smile of relief, I think, there from the goal attack from the Ballers.net. And they will take the ball out of the centre again and go into attack. Great long shot there from Goal Attack. So that's 2 from 2. There's a bit of a grin on the chin. That's more relief by the minute. So the difference is 3 as we're probably late in the first quarter in our first game tonight. Here if you need it. Have added another one. So they go to 6-2 in our first game tonight. Was supposed to be a semi-final, but unfortunately the BK Burnouts weren't able to fulfil their team commitments tonight due to, I think, exams as we see the end of the first quarter. And there we go, 6-2. So here if you need it, I think we might get the opportunity to maybe see some of the replays. And of course, if you're looking for Gary, the good time gorilla here from Griffith University, I still haven't seen him turn up for one of our games tonight here at the Mount Gravatt campus of Griffith University. Tuesday night social netball, semi-final night, and currently, as we can just see the teams there, maybe doing some team talking. It seems fairly relaxed and comfortable there with here if you need it, but I suppose they're ahead on points. They didn't expect the expectation on them would be that Ballers.net in the white would be the stronger team of the two. So taking down to the centre for our second quarter. Well, here if you need it. And that was a fairly lazy pass and a quick intercept, which I think the pep talk at the quarter time there for Ballers.net has made the team think we better get on the board and do some serious work on the court. Out of the centre with the Ballers. Wayward pass, giving away possession. Coming back out of defence. Here if you need it. And the call going against here if you need it. And the Goal Attack starting to get very happy about his performance now. He scored 3 of the 4 goals, and 6-4 now to here if you need it to Ballers.net. Possession still with here if you need it. Unfortunately, a turnover again. But fantastic ability to maintain possession there for the Ballers.net. And they did take advantage of that, and they've really changed that margin, haven't they? Now 6-5 in the second quarter. Shows the benefit of having some tall timber in a netball team. But possession remains with Ballers.net. They're all from Brisbane, all local team. They're doing psychology, and they're all high school friends. And Goal Attack levels it all up. So in the second quarter, Ballers.net have really come back. Here if you need them, who made the early running in this first game. Here if you need it going forward. Unfortunately unable to maintain possession. And the Ballers are back. Called against here if you need it, and the Ballers take possession, and now they go into the lead there. Their goal shooter there, It was changed after the first quarter. Now the ball is 7 here if you needed 6. It's the first of our 2 games here tonight. And unfortunately there, call of stepping. The ball is bringing it back. Wide at the moment, but good communication between goal attack and goal shooter. And I think ballers.net would be feeling a little bit of relief after that first burst of goals in the first quarter by Here If You Need It. And breaking into the second quarter there for Here If You Need It. They finally get a goal in the second quarter. So it's just a point between them. Ballers.net 8 and Here If You Need It 7. And a turnover there, valuable turnover for, and some fantastic play, but unfortunately it was out of bounds. The ballers bring it back. Bit of a long shot there. A bit of a hit and hope, I think. And unfortunately, possession goes away to, I've heard them, Here If You Need It. And they square it all up. 8 apiece here in our first game tonight here at Mount Gravatt campus of Griffith University. And they retake the lead Here If You Need It. Solid performance under the post there from their goal shooter. A very tight game tonight. All square again, 9 apiece. Keeping an eye on what the temperature's doing. Still 19 degrees. It should probably drop a couple more degrees, I think, by the end of our second game tonight. As that ball came off the ballers.net. Opportunity for them to go further ahead. Or to go ahead again to retake the lead. But the ballers.net are having none of that, and they go ahead to 10-9 now. And they've got the ball out of the centre again, so they maintain possession. Have you heard the turnover there? Just a bit of a loose pass there, but we'll go back up the court, and the ballers take possession as they move forward across the centre line, down the far side, the right hand side of the field from the ballers' percent of the court, the right hand side of the court from the ballers' perspective. And they worked their magic, but unfortunately couldn't convert. So the ball back in, Have You Heard? Or Here If You Need Me, at least. Fairly quiet there on the court at the moment. We're not hearing much talk from the teams. Great communication there. But a bit of stepping called as the ballers come back down the court. Again, using that favoured far side, the right-hand side from their perspective. And then converting that one. So the ballers.net, 11. Here if you need it, a 9. So 2-point gap. Biggest gap that the ballers have had all night. Will they be able to maintain it? Or will they be able to extend it? Ballers take possession under the post. Opportunity here. And the goal attack. Be happy with his performance tonight, as they extend their lead to 3 points now. And again, working like clockwork. But unfortunately couldn't make that long shot. And communication a little bit not as sharp as it could be from the here if you need it. Looking to get closer there with some strategic passing and then trying again. But there we have the call. And goal attack does the business, and that is right on half-time. So at half-time we have the ballers.net on 12. Here if you need it on 9 on our first game tonight on Tuesday night netball. It's time for some highlights, I think. We'll head to the highlights of that second quarter. And we have the ballers.net in the lead at half-time, and that's sort of the expectation, is the breeze has just started to come up here a little bit. I'm not sure you have the breeze will actually favour either team, but the chill factor will be a little bit stronger, a bit cooler out there on the court, although players are starting to warm up quite nicely now. As you can see, there we have in the gold. Here if you need it, the team from Moree up against our white team, which of course ballers.net, the local Brisbane group. They're all friends, and they're doing psychology, and here if you need it are basically doing business and commerce. And the ballers.net, they were actually high school friends, so this continued on through to university, enjoying this social netball on a Tuesday night for fun and frivolity and for a little bit of exercise as well. So it's a 4-point gap at after half-time. Ballers.net 13. Here if you need it, 9. Unfortunately, didn't drop. So a few changes there. I can see a positional play and a great intercept there by the wing attack. And great position there under the post. And a great conversion by the goal shooter from here if you need. So they go into double points now, 13-10. So the margin is just 3. Ballers.net coming back down the court. And a hand in there. So it goes with here if you need. But unfortunately, It appears, I thought for a moment there it was going to go, yes, it's still, ball is going to remain with ballers.net. Scoreboard showing 13-9. I thought it was 13-10. I thought, just to clarify that, I thought the here if you need it converting before, making the gap 3 points. But we'll check with the official scorers. Yes, the official scorers have reviewed the footage and realised it was 13-10 to the in favour of the ballers.net. Unfortunately for ballers.net, they couldn't convert that into points. And coming forward in the third quarter, here if you need. Good passing, maintaining possession. Oh, but it's a turnover. Still fairly quiet at the court today. You can't hear much talk between the teams. And as you can see in the background, plenty of other games going on here on Tuesday night for this social sports. Great to see all the students out here enjoying themselves, balancing up their academic careers with a little bit of activity, fun, and of course frivolity. The gap is again 4 points. Ballers.net here if you need on Ballers.net on 14, here if you need on 10. What a long shot. Unfortunately, it didn't fall, but unfortunately for here if you need it, they couldn't maintain possession. And I'd have to think, yes, I was expecting the goal attack there. He's got that great look of relief on his face most of the night. 5-point gap. Unfortunately, the pass a little bit strong. Opportunity now for here if you need it to take advantage of this opportunity. Great work great teamwork under the post there from here if you need, taking him up to 11 points. And they take the ball out of the centre. Can they capitalise and replicate that? That's great passing, great communication. And yes, again, so shortening the gap to just 3 points. But the ball is on attack. And unfortunately for the goal attack then, wasn't what he was looking for. But here if you need, coming back down the court, coming down the left-hand side of the court. Unfortunately, a small fumble there. Ball is back into a scoring position as the ball bounces out of play. Yes, a hand in there from here if you need. Actually breaking up that possession by ballers. A very nice pass, as you heard that. The other commentators on the court here. And possession goes to here if you need. And move up the court. little bit of miscommunication there from Here If You Need, but they have possession, but not for long. Unfortunately for the goal shooter, can't extend the lead. Critical time, I think, for Here If You Need to actually get a conversion here, and we'll just see if they're able. Opportunity now. Can they make this just a 2-point lead to the Ballers? And they can. A goalkeeper there sharing a little bit with the goal shooter from Here If You Need. Maybe some advice. But just the 2 points in it is Here If You Need come down again. Can they convert again? And they certainly can. So it is a 1-point game. So the advice by the goalkeeper there for the goal shooter, I think, probably not the right stuff. But they're pretty happy about it anyway, as the Ballers.net move forward. And they make it 2 points again, the gap. Interesting passing technique there, but unfortunately weren't able to maintain possession. And now it is the Ballers with the opportunity. I didn't think he would go from the long shot from there, but I have been amazed sometimes on these Tuesday nights, some of the long shots we've had. We've also had the Flamingo, which is good as well. So it's a 3-point gap now in the third quarter with the Ballers.net 17. Here If You Need 14. Good work under the post there, and extending the lead to 4 points now. Here If You Need have the ball out of the centre. They need to make this trip down the court as good as possible. But unfortunately, there must have been a stepping in there. As that is three-quarter time here, and the Ballers.net 18. And Here If You Need it at 14. It's about time we had some highlights from our third quarter. Social sport here at Griffith University, Mount Gravatt campus on a Tuesday night. We're at a semi-final stage of the local netball competition, and I can say that I think the temperature is dropping just a little bit here. The wind is coming up, and I think the it is a cool 16 degrees. So over the last half an hour, we've dropped 3 degrees at the moment. So that is a big difference. So, but it hasn't seemed to. There's some happy smiling faces there and Here If You Need it from the team in yellow up against Ballers.net, who are undefeated so far in this competition. There they are, Ballers.net in the white. They're currently leading by 4 points. And the expectation is they will go on to win this game, but can Here If You Need cause an upset tonight. Straight into the fourth quarter, and immediately opportunity there for the Ballers.net. Didn't fall. Off to Here If You Need. Moving it down the court quickly and precisely. Probably one of the shortest goal attacks I've seen. in the business, but she does a very good job there, the goal attack for Here If You Need It, making the gap just 3 points. It's 18 to 15. They have possession out of the centre. Another call of stepping over there, unfortunately for Here If You Need. And great defence from Here If You Need under the post. That's what we like to see. And they move forward. Just the 3 points in it as we're in the fourth quarter. And Here If You Need It, maintain possession. Still maintaining possession. And some clever work there by the goal attack and the goal shooter working together there. Just the 2 points there. That was an interesting look on her face. Wasn't expecting that one to come her way by the look of it, but she's happy it happened anyway. As again we move forward with the ballers. Excellent work by the goal attack, but unfortunately just wasn't dropping. His early form was fantastic, but last few, just maybe the cool breeze has made a difference there. As some great communication for Here If You Need to convert that, and it is a 1 point game on semi-final night here at Griffith University Mount Gravatt campus. There's a great interception there from the ballers, but unfortunately they can't maintain possession. It looks like the ball is coming back their way. Doubling the margin there, the ballers.net, they're 19. Over Here If You Need It, 17. That makes it 3 points. So they've gone to 20 points over the Here If You Need It. Here If You Need 17. 3 point gap halfway through the fourth quarter. Here If You Need will really require them to actually convert with this attack downfield. The umpies are very much onto it tonight. Any stepping, any movement whatsoever. Very tactical, very clinical tonight. As our goalkeeper has a tumble. I believe talking to John Hamster before, as we did before our first match, who's the social sport convener here on a Tuesday night. Unfortunately, there was a few grazers last week. I suppose the court here is unforgiving. As the ballers.net come forward. And great attempt at a interception there, but just couldn't control it from Here If You Need. Another opportunity for the ballers, and they extend their lead to 4 points. Machine just, unfortunately for the ballers then coming downfield, down the court, they just weren't able to convert there and maintain possession. Here If You Need brought it back, but again, possession is back and forth. But I think it shows you the pressure that Here If You Need It are. They'd like to end their season with a win. And they're 4 points away with probably only 4 minutes left on the clock. So they'll need to do something, and they'll need to do it fast, and that's not what they'll need to do. What a long shot. What a goal from the goal shooter there. Will we get a smile? No, not a smile at all. You thought you had a little bit of emotion on that one. As the ball again to here if you need. Take it out of the centre. Maintaining possession there. Great work from our goal attack. Bringing the margin back to 4 points. 22-18. Great communication, great passing, great teamwork, and a great goal. Takes the margin to 5 points, 23-18. And one of the things you may have noticed with the team uniform for the Ballers.net, they've very retro with their tie-dyed shirts, singlets, as part of their team uniform. And the black leggings or the shorts that go with it. Great pass there from here if you need it. Can we do it again? Oh, unfortunately, it didn't drop for here if you need them. And we need them. We need them to come back again. That'll turn it back to 4 points. Can they race it through here? They'll have to stop the Ballers. But the Ballers go forward, maintaining possession. And here is an opportunity for the Ballers to, I think, cement this game. There wouldn't be much time left on the clock. But it has been a great game. It's been a great season for the Ballers.net. As they're first on the leaderboard, they've won every game, so it looks like they are going to go in undefeated to the final. It was a 5-point margin at the moment. And can they make that 6? Well, they haven't managed to make it 6 yet. There's still time on the clock. And here is the opportunity as they've intercepted. But the hand there from here if you need it. Unfortunately puts the ball out. The possession goes to the Ballers.net. Trying to break away with it, but unfortunately goes back to the Ballers. And they aren't able to extend their lead. As here if you need it, come back. That would have been a great goal if she dropped it from there, but unfortunately it was too much of a long shot. And it is the Ballers again on the attack. Oh, great interception there. Really not giving up the here if you need it. Playing every ball that's if it's their last. Wouldn't realise there's a 5-point difference. They are competitive all the way to the end. That makes it 6 points lead to the Ballers.net. And that's full time. So the Ballers.net 25 take out their first game tonight over here if you need. 19. So a great win to them, and they will go on to the final. They've undefeated for the season. So the expectation is the tie-dyed shirts of the Ballers.net. We'll be seeing them next week when we come back for the grand final. So it's been great to have our first game tonight under cool conditions. As I said, dropping down to 16 degrees, a bit more of a breeze happening as well. But I think we're looking for some highlights of our fourth quarter, and it's coming up just now. great win. And of that first game. We almost had the leaderboard up there again, so we could see the Ballers.net undefeated this year. So is it because of the tie-dyed shirts? Is it the tie-dyed shirts that makes a difference to a team? I'll never know, and we'll never know. I've never seen the psychology of tie-dyed shirts and whether that makes a difference to a netball team. We have a second game up tonight, which is a semi-final, as we've got a couple of players on the court warming up, and as I said, it's cool 16 degrees here. There's a bit of a breeze blowing across the court from the northeast, and unfortunately tonight I'm flying solo because my co-commentator Robin Stevenson can't be with us tonight due to that change of climate and a little bit of a cold, so we're expecting her to spend some time getting ready for next week's grand finals. And of course, if you've been tuning in, you've just seen the first game with the Ballers.net taking out that game undefeated for the season, and they'll be going straight into the grand final. As we're looking at our second game tonight with my handy assistants here looking after me, and what we have is the Beauty and the Beasts up against the Good Time Gulls. We're expecting this is a semi-final tonight, so okay, this is our second game of netball tonight. It is a semi-final. This is elimination, and we have the Beauties and the Beasts up against the Good Time Gulls. And welcome back to Griffith University, the netball courts here at the Mount Gravatt campus. My name's Martin Groves, and we're here for Tuesday night social netball semi-final night. Semi-final night, it's always exciting. Our second game tonight, the Beauty and the Beasts are up against the Good Time Gulls, and the Beauty and the Beasts are in the black. We're just confirming the bibs at the moment, and in gold we have the Good Time Gulls. Okay, the Good Time Gulls, and they're smiling already, and the Beauty and the Beast. So this is a semi-final. The winner of this game, I'm assuming, based on the way sport works, that they would be taking on the Ballers.net, who just took out our first game tonight. as I think all the players are starting to out here just realise that the temperature's a little bit cooler. They're starting to warm up and stretch a bit and trying to get a bit of warmth into the bones and the body, as we're waiting on the umpies to call play in our second game tonight. The Beauty and the Beast, the in black, the black bibs, Brenton Wagner is their team captain. They're all from Brisbane. None of them are studying, so they're probably quite happy about that. They are ex-uni friends. And Tiffany is the only one who plays for the club. There's no injuries in the team. They're second on the leaderboard, and they've won 6 of their 8 games. They won last week 29-28, so that was a tight game. And won last time they versed the Good Time Goals. Looking at the Good Time Goals, they're in the gold tonight. The Good Time Goals in gold. Leonie Thompson is their captain. They're from North Queensland, so they've come a long way tonight to play in this game. They're doing law and politics, and they're all family and friends. There's no players in there that play competition netball. Sam Lee is out with an ankle injury tonight. They're third on the leaderboard. They've won 7 of their 8 games. They won last week. Only game they have lost was to the Beauties and the Beasts. So this is a grudge game. And why are they playing? Both teams for fun and competition. And hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to both those teams as we're just waiting for play to get underway. Must be some sort of technical issue there. There seems to be some changing in the bibs. There's a change in the bibs for our team, the Beauties and the Beast. Who would you think go into this game as favourites over the Gulls, who are in gold? And it's the BBs will have possession to kick off this game. The BBs go forward, or we'll just call them Bab, shall we? The BBs go forward and they maintain possession. Always good to have reach. Beauty and the Beasts, and as the viewing public out there, you can tell me which ones you think are the Beauties and which ones are the Beasts. Technical ruling there, but the ball going back to the Babs. And it looks like they'll get the opportunity to be first attempt to. And the layup shot there from the goal attack from Beauty and the Beasts. So they're first on the board with just the 1-0. As said, last time these two teams met, it was the Beauties and the Beast that won. So this is second playing third for the right to take on the Ballers.net in next week's final or grand final. And there we have a one apiece for the goals. The gold goals as they race to the centre. And smiling face there of the from the goals. A golden smile, can we say. Turnover there and possession. Fantastic work by the goals. And their goal shooter is able to counter that, and that's 2 from 2, so should be pretty happy with that. Can the goals maintain possession here? We will adjust that scoreboard for you in just a minute. Making it 3-1 now to the Good Time Goals. And again, they have gained possession. Black centre just a little bit tight there. As the goals come forward. And our goal shooter there looks like a fairly solid shooter tonight, doing very well. Unfortunately, oh no, not at all. I thought there was a change of possession, but there hasn't been. And falling short for the goals. The Beauties and the Beasts go forward, but unfortunately that pass into the gold hands. but maybe the drop in temperatures here is affecting this early stages of this game as players are just starting to warm up. Good strategic pass and the layup there that is fairly common now in competitive netball these days. That takes the Beauties and the Beast to 2 points. Almost a little bit of basketball there, if I can say that, but that is the competitive nature of these two teams. Second playing third in the competition in our last round of well, these are the semi-finals tonight. Next week is the final. And if we look at the scoreboard, the Good Time Girls leading Beauties and the Beast 3-2. Unfortunately, the goals, they couldn't convert their trip down to the post. And there's that breeze starting to swing around a little bit from the north to the west. And as we know, those chill westerly winds, as that squares it all up here in our second game of the first quarter. 3 apiece. Quick thinking there, but looks like we do have an injury there. We do have, if we swing back that camera to behind the post, we'll probably see that the game has stopped, as there has been a bit of a twist there in the ankle, a bit of a calf or an ankle injury from the goal defence. But it looks like excruciating pain, but I don't think it's life or death, but very uncomfortable. But very hard to play a competitive game of netball with a damaged right ankle. Hopefully nothing too serious. But which means that, of course, the gentleman we spoke to at the beginning of our broadcast today, John Hampster, who's the social sport coordinator here, is his responsibility is pulled into the game as he'll make his way over to our goal defence there. He's sitting down there with the injured ankle. This game, as you can see with the scoreboard, the Beauties and the Beast are 4 and the Good Time Girls are 3. This is 2 playing 3 in the semi-final, the second semi-final of the Tuesday night social netball. In the previous game, it was the Ballers.net who had a great win. And they will be, they're undefeated for the season. So they'll be looking for them to, one of these teams is going to go up against them, and this is not going to really help the Good Time Girls because that goal defence, besides a critical player for the team, but also that critical amount of height that they have. I'm not really sure if we're looking across there, the bench, who is going to, it was the end of the quarter as well, as we'll try and find out who is going to take on that position in goal defence, as we can see there, that injury there. And that's the first quarter of our second game as we in semi-final mode here at Griffith University. My name's Martin Groves. Unfortunately, Robin Stevenson, who's my cohort in commentary, couldn't be here tonight because of this cold weather, as it has dropped down a bit. But we'll be looking for some replays and some highlights of our first quarter as you can see on the screen there, the beauties and the beasts waving to the crowd. Here we go. Here's our highlights of the first quarter, and there we can see the actual injury. We might be able, if we could roll that back frame by frame, we might be able to see that. But at least we have been able to pick up some great work by our technical crew here to pick that up. But I don't think there's any need for icing tonight. I hope it's not anything as nasty as oh, there we can see rolling of the right ankle. Yes, very great pick up there by our technical crew there. If we see it and slow it up just around now, yes, you can see that ankle just going over there. So the ankle isn't designed to actually bend that way, but hopefully no snapping or anything like that. But now the undressing of the foot just to see if there's any swelling there as we head to the second quarter, and we'll see what strategically the Good Time Gulls have done, losing their goal defence. But it looks like they've got some more tall timber there to go into goal defence. So second quarter of our semi-final. In the black, Beauty and the Beasts. In the gold, the Good Time Gulls. It's 4-3. A little break in play has slowed everybody out. A little bit of chill in the air, but that takes it to 5-3. The Beauty and the Beasts as they move forward again down the court, looking for opportunities. People making them. As the layup king comes in again, the goal attack. Yes. Not smiling, just doing the job as required. Beauties and the Beasts 6, Good Time Gulls 3. Handy turnover for the Beauties. Just confirming the calls by our umpires. But there is a big height difference there under the post for the Good Time Gulls as the Beauty and the Beasts make it a 4-point gap now. The margin is 4 as the B&Bs come back. Great defence there from goal defence. Opportunity now for the Gulls to bring one back. The Gold Gulls. Unfortunately couldn't convert on that attack. But it looks like they're maintaining possession here. Extra balls on the court. We're going to do one at a time to make this game work as the B&Bs go forward. Great long, strong passing. Everybody understanding their role from the B&Bs. And their goal attack. The lazy layup again. He'd be happy with his work, although he's not showing much emotion. It is only the second quarter. They do have a long way to go. And while there is a 5-point gap between, a 5-point margin between the two teams, from the previous game, that twice happened, we had 5-point margins that were the other team was able to chase down. B&B ball. Long strategic passing and that goal attack for the Beauty and the Beast, I'd say, he's got a good 4 inches in height. So I'm not sure what is it's going to make the difference with his reach. Time for the goals to convert. Here's their opportunity. Great defence by the BABs. And they are called the Good Time Gulls, spelt G-U-L-S. I don't think they're seagulls, and I'm not sure if G-U-L-S is an acronym for something within the team. But whatever they do is they certainly have a good time. That wasn't what they required for their trip down the court that time. The layup is successful. I'd be happy to see the goal attacks stats for tonight from the Beauties and the Beasts. That makes it a 7-point margin. As it looks like, yes, our wing defence, the ankle, has rejoined the game. So he'll be using his height just like that to interfere with the game and try and make some changes for the goals. Because as you'll appreciate, at the end of that first quarter, the wing defence did go off with that rolled ankle, but he's come back on fairly quickly, so I gather a bit of strapping has probably assisted him. But he'll be able to use his height, hopefully, against the goal attack of the Beauties and the Beasts. Beauties and the Beasts are all former students. They're not studying now, but they all, this is where they met, and this is where the team has been formed. So one of the other benefits of the of uni life is not the social aspect, but the long-term friends that you make. You meet and make through university in your development years. And of course, not to mention the health benefits of a bit of exercise every Tuesday night. And the balls are bouncing around in front of us here, as you can see there the wing defence there from the Good Time Goals, making his opportunity to just roll that ankle around, warm it up again. I'm sure he'll wake up in the morning with a bit of pain in the ankle.
It's only when they're shooting you can't jump.
That's all I got when I bug it.
As the ball returns to court now. And as you'll appreciate with the Beauties and the Beasts, as you probably appreciated with the previous game with the Ballers.net, the Ballers.net in uniform with their tie-dyed shirts and black leggings and shorts, and of course the Beauty and the Beasts all in black. And have gone for the black bibs as well. So could we say they're going to be the dark horse in this competition? It is a 7-point margin. Hand in there for the centre for the goals. And now it's a chance for the goals to come forward. They need to maintain possession here, as our goal defence is actually wing defence, playing on the his right-hand side of the left-hand side of the court. As we've reached the half-time mark there with the Beauties and the Beast on 14, the Good Time Goals 5. And that's our second quarter, so a good lead at the moment. But it's time now to have a look at some of the replay and some of the highlights of that second quarter. And, of course, we saw that the goal defence from the goals coming back and playing wing defence. Hopefully that ankle injury won't be too serious and it'll be up and around the campus over the next couple of days. So half-time here in our second game. Here's the highlights. Okay, sure. Here at Griffith University, Mount Gravatt campus, Tuesday night social netball and social sport. We did speak to Johnny Hamster early on, who's the social sport convener. There's plenty more sport coming up in the second semester. So as we're coming to finals time, as the Good Time Goals in gold. Can they resurrect their game here? Can they resurrect their game? They were 7 points behind at the end of the first half, and now they're going forward. Actually, it's 9 points behind, 14-5. It's all ahead of the goals, as the Beauty and the Beasts will be trying to maintain their position. They were the second place as they come into this game, and of course it's 2 plays 3 as goal attack maintains possession there. And that's the one we want to see. No. Goal attack again, the opportunity here. Bit of quick byplay under the post, and unfortunately it wasn't able to convert. And thanks to the support team here at who are all studying the outside broadcast unit. That is the reason why we're here on a Tuesday night, and thank them for the hot drinks and just a nice blanket at the moment, because it's dropped to 16 degrees. It's a bit of a chill wind from the west, but it hasn't stopped the tenacity and the excitement, or the concentration of both teams here as they play for that final spot. And it just won't drop. There's like an invisible gap in there, and it just was not going down. So the goal shooter there gets another chance. And I shouldn't be smiling, but finally, yes, elation, yes. She's very happy about that one. And they really needed that. So now the gap just 8 points as the Beauties come forward. So our injured player, who was on wing defence at the second end of the second quarter, he injured himself at the end of the first quarter, is now back in goal defence, taking on the tall timber there. So that may have an effect on the shooting and scoring of the... oh, it's a ringer, but it didn't fall. It went round and round the ring. Unfortunately, it would not fall. It's been called back. So with the tall timber coming back into goal defence for the Gulls have an impact on the game. As we have, do we have another injury? We looks like we do have another injury. No, she's okay. See if it affects her shooting. It did not affect her shooting, so just stretching that right ankle there a little bit, maybe a little bit of a twist in there. So it's all the injuries going the Gulls' way, which is not what they wanted tonight. And unfortunately for the Gulls, that one wouldn't drop. It is the Beauties and the Beast. So there we go, 6-point margin now. Can they come back? Whoa, this would be one hell of a game with a quarter and a half to go. The Beauties and the Beast 14 have yet to put a point on the board in their third quarter. As the Good Time Gulls have come back. But here is an opportunity for the layup from the goal shooter there from Beauties and the Beasts. So the margin is 7. Can they pull up 7 or 8 goals and eliminate any scoring from the Beauties and the Beasts? It's going to be a tough call for the Gulls. Have they got it in them? Carrying a couple of injuries tonight, or players that have actually fallen and did some ankle injuries, but they're on the court and working hard at the moment. Great interception work there from the Gulls. Unfortunately, just the smallest of steps. Picked up quickly. And the ball comes back. Too quick for the umpies. Good sideways pass there. Found the open player. And will the layup king be able to do it again? Yes, he can. Cool as a cucumber, our goal scorer there. The centre there for the Gulls, trying his hardest to disrupt the play of the Beauties and the Beasts. And for once, I think tonight the layup for the Beauties and the Beasts falls a bit short. And we look like we have another stepping. Just the slightest of movement, and the umpires will call that for stepping, which is one of the most common calls in netball. Although we do have a lot of calls of contact, but although it's probably not so much these days contact. There's a bit more contact in netball than there used to be. So 8-point margin in the third quarter. This is 2 playing 3 for a chance to play in the final next weekend, next Tuesday night. And the last time these two teams met, it was the Beauties and the Beasts that won. And for the Gulls, it was the only game they lost in the round games, where the margin now is 7. It was the only game as they lost was against the Beauties and the Beasts. So they'll be keen to turn this around. And of course, the Beauty and the Beast know they have the wood on the Good Time Gulls because they beat them last time. And they had a good win last week, 29-28. So they're good in a tight situation, but at the moment with a 7-point margin, it's not a tight situation. Yes, the layup look. Seems to be a few more players and friends hanging around the courts tonight to come down to see the semi-final action. As you heard the call, take the time, and he took the time the second time round, and our goal shooter converted. So the margin is 9 points. And the call of obstruction against the Beauties. Opportunity for the goals to get into double points. And they do it. Eight-point margin now. Can the goals come back? But that passing was pretty slick. And our goal shooter knew where to be for that ball, that pass. I think we did have a contact there. Unfortunately. And that is three-quarter time here. So the Beasts, Beauties and the Beasts, 19 up against the Good Time Gulls, 10. This is second place, third for a spot in the final next week. The grand final, the final, whichever way you want to look at it, but that'll be here next Tuesday night. But now for some replays and some highlights of our third quarter in our second game tonight's broadcast. No, it's just sitting, and it's usually. We are coming into the final quarter. It will be a huge feat, if the Good Time Gulls, who are in the goal tonight, positioned number 3 on the table, can make up the difference. As you see the goal shooter there, he's flying high. He's pretty happy with his form. I think he's already taken the title. He believes they're there already, so maybe they shouldn't get too confident too soon. And I think the other team has just spotted that. A bit of overconfidence they're thinking from the Beauty and the Beasts. They're keen to be on the court very quickly, as the Gulls are just taking their time. As a few changes of the bibbing, a bit of re-bibbing here. As it will be Beauty and the Beasts who take the first centre pass of the fourth quarter. A bit of late bibbing up there from the Gulls as the B&Bs go forward. To no avail. Time for the Gulls to go forward. If they can find pressure on from the Beauties and the Beasts. Very congested, very tight there. Unfortunately, didn't drop for the goals. That could be critical. Beauties and the Beasts moving confidently forward. Control of the ball, and the goal shooter, Mr. Layup himself, nails another one. Opportunity for the goals here to start bridging the gap. But they'll get another opportunity now. Oh no, they won't. It's a they've turned over possession, and quickly and efficiently, Beauties and the Beasts move forward. But unfortunately there for the goals, they weren't able to control the possession that was offered to them in that pass. Good work from the goals as they move it down the court. But defence has been very good from the Beauties and the Beasts. And yet again it is. They've managed to repel another attack. But again, lost in the midfield to the goals. The goals go forward. Here's an opportunity. A contest with the ball there. It'll end up going to the goals. And again, an errant hand in there from the B&Bs. But the ball back to the goals. They do need to convert for this trip down to the post. And here's their opportunity. And unfortunately, it falls short. Possession to the B&Bs. Last hand on was goal defence from the goals. Cool as a cucumber under the post there. The margin is 11 points. I'm not sure when I can call this game for the eventual winner, but it would be a huge turnaround now from the goals for them to take this game out. So the margin is 12 points now. And again, positions turned over. Our goal shooter for the Beauty and the Beast, very light on his feet, very good with his hands, and loves the layup. But we also have to say that he has ample amount of height. I'll tell you, by a long way, he's the tallest person on the court tonight. And yet again, he's in possession of the ball, having a fantastic game. I'd have to say at this stage, at this point in time, he would have to be talking about the fact that he would be the MVP at the moment for the Beauty and the Beasts. as he adds another one to his tally tonight. He has only missed a few. So he's pretty happy with his Tuesday night out tonight. I'm sure they will reflect on the game in the uni bar later. Where all great games are analysed post-match. Yes, some directions coming now from the goal shooter as the ball's coming down, calling the shots, saying where people should be. And as you can see, he's given plenty of space. No one's marking the goal shooter very tightly at all. And starting really to make that spot his own with a 14-point margin. Which is going to make a very interesting matchup for next week's final or grand final. Because they'll be up against the unbeaten, and they haven't lost a game in the season. That was Ballers.net, who won our first game tonight in the first semi-final. So this is our second semi-final, and it looks like Beauties and the Beasts will make their way there. Second on the table at the moment, and the Good Time Goals third. But yes, there is a point there. A goal is dropped before the goals. So the margin is 13. Excellent passing, excellent height, excellent technique, excellent outcome. And the score goes to 25-11 with the Beauties and the Beasts over the Good Time Goals. Good Time Goals playing to the end. They want to reduce that margin. It's 14 points at the moment. Also saying that injury to their the goalkeeper in the late in the first quarter, where he was off in the second quarter, may have been the catalyst for the that strong lead that the Beauties and the Beasts have. That was where I think the tall timber from Beauty and the Beasts really took advantage in that second quarter. The goals are back, and unfortunately they weren't able to convert, and unfortunately weren't able to hold onto the ball. So the ball comes back to the Babs, the B&Bs. Unfortunately, a little wide. His Go Gadget arms weren't that strong that time, the goal shooter for Beauty and the Beast. But that's what we like to see from the goals, never giving up, never say die, as they go to 12 points. There's going to be a few minutes left in this fourth quarter now. Actually, there's no minutes left in our fourth quarter now. So a great win by the Beauties and the Beasts, 25 over the Good Time Goals, 12. Of course, second place third, and it was a good win for the second place team, beating the third place team. A great competition, and that was only the second time the Goals have been beaten this time round. And, of course, they'll be taking on the Ballers.net in next week's grand final. So we'll be having a look at some of the replays and the highlights from that fourth quarter, and then the opportunity to speak to some of the players for this this game. Well, all I can say was a great win to Beauty and the Beasts in this second semi-final. Joining me, Brendan, how are you? You must be pretty happy about all this.
Yeah, great win tonight.
Yes.
So, that'll put us right through the final. So, very happy with the result there tonight.
Now, good team effort. I noticed the black. The black, is that some sort of significance here? Beauty and the Beast, Black Beauty, something like that? Am I looking too deeply into it?
Too deeply. I think it's just a slimming effect that it gives on most of the team. It probably makes us look more beautiful and potentially more beastly as well. So, yeah, we'll see how we go.
I think one of the benefits you had tonight was a bit of tall timber in the goal shooter there. He's a tall man.
It definitely is. He's got a lot of tall timber, but not a lot up top, though. That's the problem, though. So, he's sort of compensating a bit, to be honest. So.
Right, okay. But I must admit, he really does enjoy the layup, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. He's tall enough he can really drop the ball in the hoop, so it definitely helps if we can get it to him. So
next week, okay, the final, grand final, you can call it what you like, up against the Ballers.net. How are you going to go about them?
They're a really tough team. They beat us in the round robin, so it'll be good to sort of get it back on them if we can get them this time. But really good team, so we're looking forward to the challenge next week. We'll see how we go.
And do you want to say anything to your team in terms of any of the standouts tonight?
Besides myself,
it goes without saying.
I've
Yes.
got to say, being the captain, being the MVP of the team, and all the rest. But I'll give a bit of a shout out to my sister-in-law Amy, whose birthday it is today. So nice little birthday present for her today.
Right. Okay, Brendan. All the best for next week's grand final, and congratulations on tonight's great win.
Too easy. Thanks very much.
Thank you. There's Brendan from Beauties and the Beast. They'll be in the grand final next week up against the Ballers.net. I think we will be having a little interview with one of their the losers, I think we can call them, Brendan, but all the best.
No one's a loser here.
Okay, all winners. Well done, Brendan. Well done. So there you have the final score coming up on the board there on the screen. It was the Beauty and the Beast 25, the Good Time Goals 12, and I'm looking, I think, for Leone. No, we haven't got a second interview, unfortunately, for the Good Time Goals. That's the end of the season. It was a great season for them. Congratulations to Beauty and the Beast and our earlier game tonight when we had the Ballers.net. That's next week's grand final. See you here next Tuesday night, and I hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Thanks to everybody who helped here, all the team here and all the players as well. Thank you and good night.